Hey guys, it's Chris Ato Spears here. We are not going to be doing a Shroud of the Avatar stream tonight. This is what you're getting instead. But I also want to let you guys know that we're actually, after a lot of feedback and a lot of talking amongst the team and actually watching some of our own streams, we're going to switch back. We're going to make a change, switch back to the format we used to have, which is rather than doing a stream every single week, where we all get on and we basically all are dreading our Fridays, we are going to switch back to doing one immediately after the release. So that is when we have the best content anyways. We already have our bullet point of things to talk about on that. We'll probably do a longer than an hour stream, just make the stream as long as it needs to be. We'll also do some Q&A then, but we'll also do some Q&A just in between there. We're going to change up a few other things. One of the things we're going to change is to move to, instead of asking questions in the stream, that's another one that we've heard a lot of people upset about, in that doing it in the stream, there's a lot of people who are at work and they can't get on the stream, or a lot of people who are in a different time zone and can't get on the stream live. For us to only take questions there is not fair to those people, and I think we're missing a huge chunk of the audience. I mean, we know that because we can see we get 130 to 180 people live on stream, on an average stream, but then we go and we look and see how many people have watched the stream later, and it's in the 1,000+ range after a few weeks of people going and watching the streams later. So we're going to move it to be, rather than asking questions in the stream, we're going to take questions in advance. Now, the other reason for that is something that's probably obvious to you guys who have watched the streams a lot, which is, I don't have all the answers. I know I should have all the answers, but there's more than just me on the project. And many times I have given bad answers because I thought I knew the answer and I did not know the answer. And it actually has upset a few team members where I gave the wrong answer for something, or fist shaking because I gave the wrong answer or committed them to something they didn't want to do on stream. So we're going to try to do that where we take questions in advance, and we'll just take the questions in game. I mean, I can't imagine a better way to do that. So just like right now, you can in game, you've got all the channels, and if you want to do like the weekly phrase, you'd say the weekly phrase in a chat channel, and we have a way that we pull that data, and we go and we pull that data and compile into lists. Well, guess what? We can do the exact same thing, but pulling your questions. So I will send out or make a post on how to ask a question to get it in the stream, but we are actually going to have something that dumps it into our chat, just like we do now for a few other things, for like player reports and other stuff. But it'll be probably like something where you just prefix any statement with dev question, colon, space, whatever your question is, and that'll filter to us. So that way you guys can ask at any time, and it's also, you don't have to like sit there and try to remember the whole week. You're playing the game and you see something that is annoying or currently bothering you, and you can say it. And yes, we will probably get thousands of questions this way, but again, we're going to have them dumped to a channel so team members can go and browse them. We will answer some in just the once a month stream, the once a release stream, but we'll probably answer some in between there as well. If I see any that jump out, I definitely will throw up a tweet on them or throw up a quick Twitter video on them. So that is one of the big changes that's coming up that is actually going to help. I think it's going to help the stream quality. Again, I think on average, you guys, a new player, like for attracting new players to the game, I think them watching someone like a Cosworth or somebody else who is actually a competent streamer and knows how to like go around and play and fight and talk at the same time is probably a better experience for them anyways. Well, I think it's great that they get to talk to devs, and I do still plan on doing tons of talking to you guys on things. I think in terms of selling the game, those guys do a better job. I think moving it to a slightly longer stream once a month versus every Friday, though, is a much better format for you guys, and taking the questions in advance instead of just spur of the moment. Trying to think. That may be the big thing. We were actually going to have the stream today and talk to you guys about this today on the stream, and take some feedback today. But we also just had a couple of people say, some of my usual sidekick type people, Laney and others, have emergencies come up, and I just had an emergency of my own, which is my dog won the war with the vacuum cleaner. In that obviously all dogs hate the vacuum cleaner. Well, my dog finally figured out how to win, which is he peed on the vacuum cleaner. It was still plugged in. He peed on it. The vacuum cleaner was off, and the vacuum cleaner came on out of the blue, scared my whole family, but then went off. But it went off because it popped a fuse, and I can't get the fuse to come back on now, even unplugging the vacuum cleaner, which wouldn't matter that much, but it's the same fuse that refrigerator is on. So now I'm trying to deal with that. So that may be my afternoon rather than talking to you guys on stream. So I know there's going to be some people who are upset. We will consider this. I mean, if it doesn't work out, if we feel like we just have too much content, saving it up for once a month stream, then we can consider changing back. If we have just too many questions, definitely can change back. I am always available and try to make myself available through Twitter, and also I'm in the game at least an hour every day, even if I'm in God mode sometimes. So definitely been seeing you guys. I did want to address, since I know there's going to be a few people ask about it, one of the things that came up was I was looking into some numbers that had grown and continued to grow and were out of whack, that was causing some possible inflation. So I looked into it, and it turned out we had a couple of recipes that, belt recipes that had been in the game that were, apparently some people had found, but word had just gotten out in the last week or two, and people were going nuts with it. And the problem with the belt recipe was it was very much a very bottable profit loop. I know this because the reason I found it was there were 4 players in a basement who were clearly botting, who were making this recipe over and over and over again, and I went to them and basically told them. Now, so I know we do not allow botting. I have actually specifically said, don't bot in your basement, but I don't go after those people. I just want to let you guys know that I am going to be going after people, especially in cases like this where you discover a recipe that has a small profit loop. Now, this caused some inflation, but again, in terms of the total gold economy, it was less than 1% of the total gold change. But for those people who found it, they were really hammering it. So I did change that. You probably saw, if you're one of the people, you may have heard chatter about the belts. I can't sell a belt. Why can't I sell a belt? Well, you can't sell a belt because the server and the client had a disagreement on prices. I've mentioned that to players before. That's why sometimes we have to do a server publish and a client publish, is because the server and client have to have data that agrees, and if they don't, what you saw yesterday was what happens is basically the client will say, don't sell that, I disagree with the server on it. So anyways, so that you guys should have the correct patch for that. I did also just note that I'm aware of the horse issue. We did test the horse changes, and they actually look good. I tested them. I didn't see any problems, and of course, it got into the game, and someone found if one person gets on a horse, moves around some, dismounts, and another person is watching them, that person will become stuck. The person who got the horse will become stuck there. So we were working on a fix for that right now to get that out to you guys. I'm going to try to roll that out for a fix tomorrow. If I have the energy, I'll do this type of little 15-minute update rather than the usual long update. I know what you guys are all thinking now. You're sad that you're going to miss the Friday stream, and I know why. So I just, to make it up to you, and since I know why you're sad about the Friday stream not continuing, I will go ahead and do what I know you want me to do. Sometimes I feel like I am drunk behind the wheel of possibility, however it may roll. Give it a spin, see if you can somehow factor in. You know there's always more than one way to say exactly what you mean to say. Was I out of my head? Was I out of my mind? How could I have ever been so blind? I was waiting for an indication, but it was hard to find. No matter what I say, only what I do. I never mean to do bad things to you. So quiet, but I finally woke up. If you're sad, then it's time you spoke up too. That one is for John Marcus in case you missed that part of it being on every Friday. Again, we're still going to be doing streams. We will probably still have the same amount of quality content in the streams, possibly more. We're just going to do it in one day out of the month, the day after release, where we already have the bullet points and we can give you updates on things and talk through the changes that went out. And again, this is how we used to do things. So hopefully that's going to work out for you guys. Guys, again, thanks and sorry for the short notice on this. Like I said, we did intend to do a stream tonight where we would talk to you guys about this and take questions. But just some things came up and some emergencies have popped up. And feels like I probably should go ahead and cancel it. And then maybe, again, like I said, no reason we can't do this type of 10-15 minute update every week. I will try to next week get out an update to you guys to tell you how to start logging dev questions for us so we can start answering them. And again, some of the devs were actually excited to go and record videos and answer stuff midweek, so maybe some of that will happen too. All right, guys, take care. We will get at least a couple more patches out. I have not checked the crown change that I made. Let me go check to see if I can find the crown change that I made. For those who didn't know, and I guess I could talk about that for a minute. I changed one of the rewards to celebrate Lord British's birthday. I turned up the number of crowns that are dropping in game, so you guys can take advantage of the awesome flash sales we're having now with the 30% off. So I had turned up the drop rate of crowns, and I was shooting for 5x. But what I did is the high level players, you guys don't need anything more. So I turned up the drop rates of stuff, how often something can drop, the bundles can drop. And then I turned up the lower tiers, tier 1 through 5. I turned those up by a factor of about between 4 and 8, thinking I'd be helping out the new players in the game. They'd think that's really cool, and I would get it up. So it did work, but it was more in the 2x. Actually, it started off more in the 50% bump range, and I increased everything some more, and it got it up to maybe 2.5x. But let's see if I can find where the crown chart is here. Crowns, let's see how we're doing now. Okay, well, it still needs some more love. So it's still in the 2x range. So I'll try to get that in for a patch this weekend as well, so we can have one more weekend of goodness of high drop or bigger drop rates. I think I'm gonna have to do some stuff where I put in some like 1 in 10 times when you get a crown rate, you get like a 10x bundle or something like that. So I can try and get the numbers up to where I'm expecting them to be. But guys, again, thank you so much. Enjoy the double experience weekend. Enjoy the 30% off flash sales, the upgrade discounts, the pot discount stuff. If you want to upgrade pots by crowns, you can do that. Just contact Elgarion or email support. And you can upgrade through crowns, which kind of gives you a double discount bonus for the upgrade. And what else do we have going on? Oh, and the extra crowns dropping in game. And I was just this morning testing out the 3 social potions. I'm calling them community event potions. At least that's what I have in the name of the potions. The 3 that I have, so the 2 that I have that are working is one that is I call it the dance party potion. When you use it, it'll make a ring of fire that's kind of a bluish ring of fire that if anybody steps into it, and the ring of fire lasts for 2 hours. If you step into it, you get a 4-hour buff. So again, it's a reason for people to go to a dance party or go to whatever type of community event they're having. There's another one that's called a training event type thing. I know there's some people who are doing training events and want to do GM stuff so they can turn up the speed so that people can train faster. Well, this is a potion just to help people train faster without having to do that, get the same type result. And it does the same thing where it creates a ring of fire that you step into it and it gives you a buff that lasts for hours. Now that one, the training one actually only lasts until you leave the scene. The other one lasts once you leave the scene. That is one to attract people. The community dance party one is one to attract people, give people an excuse, incentive to come to the dance party. The training one's for like you want to train people while you're there. So the one I'm working on right now that I was just debugging is I'm trying to get a PvP potion that I thought would just be a fun PvP potion. Again, these will be things that we can hand out as no trade type things that we can hand to people that we trust that want to run PvP events. The one that I'm trying to get working right now, I've got one little issue with it, but I think I can get it there. But it's one where every time it generates the same type ring that you step into it, and it gives you a buff. But this buff, instead of it boosting anything, it does nothing until you kill someone. Then if you kill someone, killing someone gives you a buff that makes you slightly larger. Right now I've got it at plus 10 strength, plus 10 int, plus 10 dex, and plus 10% size. So just, again, this is purely for a fun PvP type event. So you can imagine, and these right now is setting it so it can stack. I think I'm going to leave it probably set at 30 times, so you'll get 4 times as big and get plus 300 stats. But you can imagine the idea behind it, which is that you do it as like a fun PvP type event. Everybody gets this. The people who are killing stuff get bigger. When you die, you lose your buff. So again, you'll be able to see if someone is 100% bigger, that means they got 10 kills without dying. So that, again, the idea of making them a target. So I'm trying to get that in for this time. I'm also still hoping to get you guys testing the terrain leveling stuff. We will see if I can get that out to you guys this next week. This next week's kind of crazy. We got some outages for July 4th weekend and July 4th week. I know I'm personally going to be distracted because my wife has the entire week off. So, but anyways, still got some more stuff to come out in patches, including number 1, getting the horse thing fixed so that you guys don't get locked in place on other people's screens after you get off of a horse. So, again, guys, thank you so much. Sorry we're not having a stream tonight, although you got me for 17 concentrated minutes here. And looking forward to talking to you probably every week at least, just not Friday stream at 4 o'clock when a lot of people can't attend. And also changing up how we take questions. But thank you very much. Enjoy the game. We will try and get that patch out. Hopefully we can get something out tomorrow. We will, it may require, I know we can get something out tomorrow, but it may require me rolling back some of the fixes. We'll see if the cure is worse than the disease on this one. But guys, take care. Have a great holiday weekend for those in America. And be safe, and be safe with the heat out there. All the guys up north, I'm watching all the crazy stuff going on with my Canadian friends and Seattle friends, and it seems pretty nuts up there. Not too bad in Texas. 85, 90, about normal for here. All right, guys, take care. See you next week.